Thank you, Alicia and Swiss, my fellow millennial philanthropists. I'm humbled to be honored here tonight with so many distinguished individuals. More importantly, however, we're here for a common cause, to eradicate cancer. I remember the first time I met Denise. She told me the story about her daughter, Gabrielle. In the first 2 minutes, I felt completely connected to her. Her story reminded me of my grandfather, who also passed away with cancer recently. And it made me feel I needed to get involved in Gabrielle's Angels Foundation, because me and Denise believe in exactly the same thing. I would like to take this opportunity to tell New York a bit about my background. My grandfather migrated from China to Malaysia and Thailand in the 1940s. He made his wealth in the 1960s and took what he earned, and a lot of it, and gave back to communities throughout Asia: schools, hospitals, community centers, orphans. Everything he did, everything he taught me, and everything he stood for inspires me every day. It is the reason I'm standing before you today. And it was his plight with cancer that has led me to want to disrupt the status quo and find a solution that will disrupt cancer research and treatment. In 2012, I went for an extensive medical checkup in February. I remember this was the first time in my life that I did a full body checkup. When the doctor called me in, he looked really, really serious. And for the first time in my life, I felt my world had fallen apart. The doctor told me I may have had stage 2 or stage 3 cancer. This was one of the changing moments of my life, and I did not know what to do. I remembered on my flight to Abu Dhabi, I couldn't help but think that the world is at the end for me. That week, I met a friend of mine who was in this room, Muhammad Al-Husseini, who is here tonight. Muhammad immediately saw through that something was wrong. I shared with him what has happened, and he immediately sent a note to Dr. Linda Chin from MD Anderson Cancer Center, who is also in the room tonight. Thank you, Dr. Chin. And for the first time in my life, for many, many years, I actually stopped work. They stopped me. And I traveled to Houston on the longest flight I've ever experienced in my life, pondering what life would be next. Those were the 6 months that I felt alone. And for the 6 months, finally in and out of MD Anderson, they determined I did not have cancer. I was lucky. I was very, very lucky. However, those 6 months were a turning point in my life. In 2012, I came out of MD Anderson, and I was determined to think big and be bold. During the 6 months at MD Anderson, I decided to create Jynwel Charitable Foundation with a vision of making significant social impact investments that would change the world for many generations to come. Jynwel Foundation was founded in June 2012 by my brother and me as a way to continue my grandfather's philanthropy. In November 2012, I found out my grandfather had cancer. He didn't have access to the right standards of care. If he had, he wouldn't been diagnosed earlier. That was the first time I could really see the benefits of sharing information and democratizing access to care. I put a team of doctors from MD Anderson to look after his care. But unfortunately, it was too little, too late. I owe it to my grandfather for where I am today. When my grandfather passed away, we committed a total of $50 million over 15 years through Jynwel Foundation to MD Anderson to create the Oncology Expert Advisor, a partnership with MD Anderson and IBM Watson to democratize access to expert care. because Oncology Expert Advisor disrupts the way we treat the disease. And I know we need a huge disruption because frankly, there haven't been that many. And at Jynwel Foundation, we have committed ourselves to disrupting the status quo. To date, the Jynwel Foundation has committed over $100 million in time frames spanning up to and beyond 15 years. Because it is only by thinking big and being bold that we solve the challenges we face. Cancer treatment needs bold thinking. OEA is one step in a bold direction. The information we have and the skills we have are so much better now than we ever had. And the developments keep coming fast and furious. There are treatments available and knowledge that we have that is not available to everyone. This creates a gap between what is possible with medicine and what most patients in the world will receive. This is the biggest challenge we face in cancer care today. So that is the reason we worked with MD Anderson and IBM Watson to create the Oncology Expert Advisor to give best access to care to every patient everywhere in the world, no matter where you are, what your income, and how old you are. My goal is to initiate a pilot in Hong Kong so we can begin to address an access gap in China and around the world. Cancer doesn't discriminate, and we must meet it head-on with solutions and mirror the scale of the disease. We must address this gap if we are to end cancer in our lifetimes. And we are proud and excited to be here at Angel Ball and to partner with Gabrielle's Angel Foundation in its mission to support research for everyone, everywhere. I want to congratulate all the honorees tonight, including my friend Ambassador Yusuf. And I want to thank you so much for this honor tonight. But I want to share this honor with each and every one of you in this room. Each and every one of you in this room has contributed in making a big step in the fight against cancer. It is only together that we will end cancer in our lifetimes. Please join Gabrielle's Angels Foundation and join me as we work to eradicate cancer. Thank you.